What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today is also Wednesday, which means we got the Motorfest Summit and the Crew 2 Summit. For this week, we have the next Speed Tour, which is going to give us the Chevrolet Corvette C2 2.0 edition. It's actually a pretty dope looking vehicle. Now for the Summit this week, though, we are going to have a really nice mix of events. We have an Alpha Grand Prix, a Powerboat, a drag race, Rallycross, street race touring. So it is going to be a really fun summit. For the skills, though, we're going to have a Speedtrap. So for this, guys, I did end up using the Chevrolet Corvette. I would actually recommend when you do spawn in, basically turn around, go down the road to the end of the circle, then come back and go toward the objective. Probably recommended to stay in the middle of the road. That way you actually dodge the insanely annoying AI traffic that always spawn at legit the worst times ever. You can get a higher score if you would like by slipstreaming, but I got around 377 with a pretty awful run. The next thing, though, is going to be a low altitude. For this, I did end up using the Zivko Edge 540. You could probably run any plane of your liking, guys, like the Harmon Rocket, the Slick Aircraft, but I would actually recommend trying out the Zivko Edge. For this one, though, all you basically have to do is spawn in, follow the river, and that is pretty much it. Luckily, these are fairly simple to do. The next one, though, is going to be a slalom. Now, it is going to be in the water. You could use something like the 1414 Demon or the Vector. I would actually recommend trying out the Vector, man. This boat is so dang good. To this day, even in the Crew 2, guys, I really still love using this boat. It is easily going to be one of my favorite boats to run on all of these skills. I would actually say the Demon's probably going to be like my main race boat. For any skill, though, I always use the Vector. Besides that, though, moving into the first event is going to be a powerboat race. For this, I would probably say the Offshore Mark II is not going to be the best boat out there, but I would actually say this thing is going to be fairly decent. I wouldn't say it's going to be like 1414 Demon good, but the big thing about this race, though, guys, having a chemist set is going to make it so much easier. Also, having pure and frenetic, even something like extra pump, I would highly recommend it. Do not forget to have your icon points on the lovely ventilated perk. Hitting the jumps is going to get you some of that nitrous back fairly decently. The next one, though, is going to be a Rallycross no restriction race. Now, I was actually going to use the lovely Enforcer unit, but I was like, you know what? Let's use the Ford Fiesta. I love this car. It's actually one of my favorite cars in the Crew 2, and it's also one of my favorite Rallycross cars in Motorfest. It's that great. Now, yes, I'm not going to lie. The Evo Group B is easily going to be a better option, but the Ford Fiesta can easily compete. Now, keep in mind this is going to be a fairly long race, being well over 4 minutes to do it. There's going to be lots of turns, a lot of straightaways you can be fast on, and also a lot of sharp corners, so do be careful. The big thing is probably having a car that can accelerate decently quick. The next event, though, is going to be a drag race. For this, you probably could use anything you would actually like, but I would probably say we can all agree what the number one car is going to be. Looking at the leaderboard, I wonder what it is. But guys, just use the Stingray. This car is legit that good. Having a Nitro Chemist set, all you will then have to do is go as fast as you can. Like, I would probably say the best way to do is hit 5th gear, hit your nitrous, and that is basically it. Luckily, the drag races are fairly simple. If you are looking for a higher score, then yeah, you're probably going to have to slipstream. For the forced vehicle race, though, you will have to use the lovely car from the summit, which is going to be the Corvette. Got around 3 minutes and 15 seconds on this one. This car is fairly decent. Keep in mind it is not going to be leveled or without pro settings, so it isn't going to be the greatest thing out there, and it's also not going to be all that quick, but luckily it's still going to be decent enough to get the race done, at least getting it around the corners quicker. And also, though, one thing I did notice with the Corvette, using this thing and being in 3rd gear running manual, it actually was so quick around the corners. The next event, though, is going to be the 911 Carrera RSR Turbo. This is actually going to be the race you legitimately go around in a circle. So I would probably say this race is most likely going to be fairly easy to complete it. If you are running manual, I notice you could probably stay in 4th and 5th gear the entire event. The final one, though, guys, is going to be an Alpha Mark II race mixed into a street race. It's actually going to be a short race, which is the middle of nowhere, easily getting this one done in under 2 minutes. Funny thing is, my run was actually terrible. I could easily go back in and get a higher score, but I'm like, you know what? I'm not trying to be a pro here. I'd rather show everybody that you can get into platinum even if you're not actually perfect. But overall, though, guys, if you have any questions at all, do let me know in the comments below. Let's jump right into this.